Featuring D'Addario's proprietary NY steel wire and our impossibly thin protective coating, XS Electric lets you bend further and play longer with a sound that stays timeless.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Keys for Premier Guitar. I'm hanging out at Bridgestone Arena with Mr. Zach Myers. Zach, how you doing?
Again, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Last time was Iowa, now I've relocated to Nashville. You're a Tennessee guy. This is old news for you.
That was 9 years ago.
I know. Well, we both had a lot more hair.
Yeah, bro, you're telling me.
We're not here to talk about my follicle reduction. We're here to talk gear. Let's talk about kind of the one that might get you in trouble.
I don't know if it's going to get me in trouble or not. So, this is a pink John Mayer Silver Sky, but it was not originally pink. It was white, and I had it painted pink before he released the pink guitar. And I don't know if it was him that was upset. I'll just say someone was upset.
Someone out there.
I'm not saying it was you, John. But someone was upset that I had my own white guitar painted pink, and I got a phone call that was upset. It was an upset phone call, I'll say. And they were like, well, you know, what if other artists want a pink guitar and you have one? I'm like, well, I feel like I might be a little, you know,
yeah.
I might have done a couple things for this company in the past, you know.
I feel like
over the years, you know, yeah. Like, so it was very upsetting to some people. I don't know. Listen, I've been with PRS 25 years now. I have the greatest relationship of all time with all of them. I love you, Bev. She's going to be so mad that I told this story. But I don't know. Listen, I don't know if it was her. Someone was upset. That's all we know. We didn't say who it was. But someone got very upset. It was a white guitar.
You sent it somewhere to get painted?
I sent it to my friend John McLaughlin, who did it. He does great Relic jobs. He's done a couple other guitars for me before.
Got it.
And honestly, it looks so...
It seems like it's a heavy Relic, we'll say.
Listen, if John wants to get mad, I basically just copied the black one.
Yeah.
That's really all I did. That's all it was.
It's 63,
It's exactly the same. If you look, it's exactly the same. I've never told anybody that. But if you're a Mayer fan, you can probably tell.
Identify that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, I'm not saying John was upset. I'm just saying somebody was upset. It's probably John. I don't know who it was.
I wonder if it was more the pink or the
It was
Relic.
the pink.
Oh.
If anybody would have been upset about the Relic, it was Paul, because Paul does not like Relic guitars.
Man, you're just firing off.
Who can I make mad? How many people can I make mad in one day?
One video.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
Oh, we're going to do it. Yeah, so this is the pink.
So that's a special one?
This is a special one, yeah.
When do you actually play that? Is there a song?
This is on Monsters.
Okay.
Yeah,
which is a good name, you know.
Monsters for...
you're a monster of a human.
I guess.
We got another guitar.
All right, this one's really special to me.
This one's going to turn out pink, I bet?
I'm going to paint this one pink, yeah. No, so I'm a big sneaker guy. I'm a big fashion guy. I've always been into certain designers, and there's a man by the name of Virgil Abloh who just passed away recently. He started a company called Off-White. He was one of the original Yeezy designers, and then he became the head of men's for Louis Vuitton. And then he basically fought cancer, didn't tell anybody but his family, passed away kind of quietly, and it left a lot of people with a big hole in their hearts. Me, I loved him, and I got to meet him a couple times, and I reached out to him through my Jordan contacts and said, you know, I would love for you to design a guitar. I know it's going to cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
I don't care. It would be great if you could do it. And then didn't hear anything, and literally 2 months later, he sent me the design for the guitar. Didn't charge me for it.
Wow.
And so, like, this is a one of one, very special to me if anybody's into fashion or anything like that. But he's known for kind of like putting obvious labels on things. So he did guitar here. He did switch. The original version had like volume, tone, like all labeled. It was very busy.
Yeah.
And then he put the tag that he does on them, and then on the back he did
oh, cool.
Off-White for PRS guitars. See him signature. So yeah, this one's super cool. This is the kill switch, the old video game button kill switch.
Yeah.
He always does one piece in orange on everything. So as soon as I made this guitar, people were going like, "Oh, Buckethead. I'm like, I don't know. I've never seen Buckethead's guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know that he has a kill switch. I didn't know.
He
that
does,
did.
and it's a white Les Paul.
And is it a video game button?
I don't think it's that.
Okay,
No.
let's say that's what they were like. Oh, I'm like, I've never seen Buckethead's guitar.
I can't comment on that part of it, but yeah, it definitely has a white Les Paul.
Apparently, well, this isn't a white Les Paul.
So you're pissed off Buckethead.
I don't know. Let's go for somebody else. Do I have an Al Di Meola around here? And that guitar's on Cut the Cord.
Okay.
This is another great artist, LA street artist by the name of Joshua Vides, who I sent this to him and he painted it. He does he's done like MLB and NBA All-Star games. Like he'll paint the whole locker room.
Oh, rad.
And it's very 2D. And he's done cars for people before. Really wild stuff that he does. And he just did like a Fendi collection, which is it's a little fancy. Sorry, I didn't mean to get too fancy.
It's out of my price range.
Yeah, me too. I'm not trying to buy it either. But he painted this one for me, which is really cool. It looks kind of like a giant cartoon piece. And yeah, I dig this one a lot. The neck is really like, it's like there's paint on it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't feel like, if you're like, I'm not trying to be Mark Holcomb over here. You know what I mean? I'm not as good as Mark. Well, me and Mark are friends, so it's fine. Mark knows I'm not anymore. Who else can I? No, I can't play as good as Mark.
Yeah.
So like, I don't care if there's paint on the neck. Who else? Who else do we got? And that's that. And then I'm gonna give you guys to Drew because you guys. We've done this so many times. Like
he says he's a boring human. Come on.
I'm boring, and
you're
also
charismatic.
I have literally the greatest guitar tech to ever live as my guitar tech right now.
We were out here earlier waiting for soundcheck to wrap, and he was rocking Hash Pipe and Jimmy Eat World.
He nails the solo to the middle.
Yeah.
He nails the solo. I got a video of it. No, I have the greatest tech ever. So we hung out earlier, and I felt weird. Like, I don't like the ones where like the artist never shows up.
Well, the ones I don't like are when the artist leaves early. So this one,
man. Now I'm making other people mad.
Two more people you pissed off.
I can't win, guys. I can't win, guys.
Here.
Thanks, buddy.
I love
you, man. Guys. I'm gonna go hang out with my kids.
All right, let's talk to Drew. All right, Drew's here now. You got the great handoff from Zach. So.
He likes to lie to me all the time, but I appreciate it. I'll take it.
At least he doesn't to your face.
I know, yeah, right. Except when I'm turned around. He does that too, yeah.
Well, let's talk guitars.
All right, so a couple more guitars that we haven't gone through. This one is the Paul model, the limited edition. This one is used on Get Up. It's tuned to double drop D, basically. So he'll have this on a strap, and this acoustic here on a Gracie stand, and he'll play them both at the same time. So, you know, some songs there's two guitars, some songs it's just one, but a lot of two-song guitars, but it works itself out. But yeah, this one is just double D here, and it has 10 to 49s on it.
Kind of like a hybrid there.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, he doesn't really play the low strings on this for Get Up. It's kind of the high strings, so it's really only important that this string's tuned to D instead of an E.
Okay.
But standard other than that. But really awesome sounding guitar.
In typical PRS fashion, beautiful wood.
Yeah, and you know, he's got the custom cool little add-ons there for fret markers that he does on some of his guitars. This guitar here is a Dusty Waring model. It's an awesome guitar, super hot ceramic pickups, super thin neck, 24 frets, so it's different profile. Most of Zach's guitars are 22 frets, so this one's kind of unique to that bunch, but having the ceramic pickups, this guitar shreds, and Dusty, you did a heck of a job designing this one, man. Killer guitar.
Yeah, I love the knobs in that too.
Yeah, this one's used on How Did You Love? Yeah, sick guitar. It's heavy. Super heavy.
As you see Drew pulling out all these guitars, you'll see guitar picks at the top, and off camera you're telling us that you will switch up guitar pick texture, size.
Yeah, so he has a bunch of designs made. They kind of, every tour is different. We have city picks, so every city has its own pick. I put those on the mic stands, but for the guitars, I just have bags of generic picks with different designs. They're different materials, thicknesses, whatever. Some of them are like the material sticks up, some of them you can't feel it. He just like kind of surprised me. So every night I kind of make it kind of match. And he was talking about the Virgil guitar earlier, so I have Virgil self-portrait and the off-white pick. So I kind of pick a theme. The new album's Planet Zero, so I'll go through and pick like different colors. But I have pink, green, purple, white, perloid picks, you name it, I have everything. So every night I just kind of choose a theme and kind of go with it, and he's never yelled at me for it.
I love that he has like he encourages the curveballs, where some guys would like, I gotta have this or
yeah,
that.
I mean, he's playing he's playing 21 guitars a night, so I mean, it's not like he likes adversity or anything, you know.
Yeah,
he
right.
likes the same thing all the time. No, I mean, yeah, it's fun for me too, because it just kind of get a throw on there, whatever. If like feel like going green tonight, we'll go green or pink or purple, you know. So, this guitar, this one's cool. This is kind of one of his newest guitars. This is the 594 McCarty model. We're actually using this one. With a coil tap on it. So this one, I kind of rearranged the knobs because this comes kind of Les Paul model style wiring. So I just rewired everything to be PRS style. So the knobs are in the right place for that. But yeah, this one is, we're using this on Saints of Violence to kind of start the show with this one, but really cool guitar. And I mean, all his guitars are pretty awesome. PRS makes fantastic guitars, and you know, I know because I get to work on all of them and fix them up, you know, when something goes out or, you know. But
that one's striking with the way it fades and then also the fretboard.
Yeah, this one's called Sweet Tea. It's a really awesome guitar. Really heavy. I mean, feel that one. It's pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this one feels like a Les Paul, but it plays much better, you know. It really does. It's really awesome guitar. So the next guitar is a really cool Santana model. I want to say it may be the world's only semi-hollow Santana model. I may be wrong on that. Carlos, you can confirm that. I'm not sure. But it has elephant inlays. Brent's favorite animal is an elephant, so Zach kind of had this guitar made for Brent. And we're using this one on Second Chance. So again, he'll use the Gracie acoustic and this one for Second Chance. But again, a really awesome sounding guitar. But most Zach's guitars, signature model and stuff, have the hollow body on it, and it's just kind of become part of his tone. But it's some nights with the high gain in the PA, like on this tour, they're actually playing in front of the PA. So some nights I have to mess around with the gates live.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fighting it just so he can run around and not have the squeal, but we tame it pretty well. But these do sound fantastic.
Now, are you changing strings like every show?
So every 2 songs. So I have a rotation with 21 guitars. I try and do half one day, half the second day. So yeah, I'm more or less it's every 2 shows. I just if I'm here, why not, right? So I just want everything to be consistent all the time with Zach, because we do have a pretty complicated guitar rig, and there's so much that could be wrong with it at any given point with digital analog systems and DIs and you know, and ISO cabinets, you name it. So if the strings are consistent, it's one less thing I have to worry about all the time. And honestly, it just helps the guitars play much better, you know. And sometimes he'll stomp on them out there, like on 45, he'll throw the guitar down. I've seen him surf on it, you know. And you know, PRS makes solid guitar, you know. He literally stands on it, lifts his foot up on the neck, and he'll surf on them. So I definitely have to change the strings after those.
He's testing out the craftsmanship.
Yeah. So speaking of that guitar, this guitar is used on 45. This guitar, I think, has been with him a really long time, and it is the sound of 45. It's the only guitar he has that sounds like this with these pickups, and this is kind of one of the guitars he uses the actual pickup selector to go through the selections on him. Starts the song on the neck for the clean, and goes to the bridge for the dirty. So another super cool guitar for 45.
And I imagine as we go through all these are all stock PRS pickups.
They are, except for I think 2 of them, which I replaced to give it a different vibe, just for different specific songs. But yeah, they are, if they're not PRS pickups, they're Duncan's.
Okay.
So pretty simple. But this one here is...
Remember he had this one the last time we talked to him?
Yeah, so he's had this one for a while. And
the Buck Owens one.
Yeah. So this guitar is used on Unity. Again, one of the only 24 fret guitars we have out here. But the amps that we're choosing on this one are kind of like an AC30 type guitar, so it's got the coil tap here and stuff like that. He doesn't use it all the time, but sometimes he'll go for it, like if it's on the neck, and do solos. But this guitar sounds fantastic for like a super voxy style tone with this longer scale length and stuff like that. But it has that shredder neck on it for, you know, bending all the notes. But yeah, this one's on Unity, so really cool guitar as well.
Yeah, It's a statement piece.
Yeah, if you're shy about guitars, you're not going to want to play something like this. So I mean, with all the colors, I mean, he's like, do I have too many guitars? And I was like, yes, but no at the same time. Like, you should play the rainbow. Like, let's get them all. So
yeah.
I think he's testing my theory out on that one. This is the new Martin J40 that he got for this run. This is the Simple Man guitar that we're using out here, and we're also using it on the new single from the Planet Zero album, Daylight. So really cool, awesome sounding acoustic. Everything's run on wireless with Zach too, so I'll get to that when we get to the rig, but I literally Velcro the packs to the back of the acoustic so he can walk around, not on the straps.
Okay.
I put painter's tape so it doesn't ruin the finish, and then stick the Velcro there, and I just Velcro the pack so he can just run around. That way it's not on the strap, and because if I'm going for a Gracie stand or a strap, you know, you don't want it to be stuck to the strap. So. And
with the acoustics, whether it's one on the stand or the one you're holding here, what strings is he using for this?
So these are Elixir strings on these. He likes the Elixirs. These are 11 to 52s, kind of a lighter gauge.
Yeah.
This is tuned to standard. The other one is tuned half step down. I will sometimes either throw a capo on it to mix it up or tune it up, depending on what the set list is. If I have time to retune the whole thing, I will. If not, I'll just throw a capo on it. Sometimes they're back to back, and I can't go half step with the super loud. I'm stuck behind the subs every night, so it's hard to get the acoustics really fast. But if there was a song or two in between, we can tune them up. If not, we'll just throw a capo on it, and he was cool with that. So.
All right.
But
we'll keep on moving. I'll move down the line here.
So this guitar here, this is kind of a custom take on his signature model, an early version of it. I think the top was darker blue too, but they sanded it down to have more of the blue jean type color. So this one's actually called Blue Jean. This one is used on Enemies, and this one is tuned down to D standard, so a whole step down. This has 11 to 52s on it. That's the heaviest gauge of string he uses.
Okay.
But yeah, just as D standard. And actually, this one has Peter Frampton's signature on it. He put a piece of tape over there years ago, and it's still on there. It hasn't.
That's rad.
Hasn't faded, and the tape hasn't come off. I probably just jinxed that, but sorry, Peter. But
it makes sense, you know, triple humbucker.
Yeah, that was
Peter Frampton
that
thing.
was the inspiration behind this one. So when he saw Peter and they were in the same room, he's like, "Hey, can you sign this guitar?" It's kind of like really what it's based on. So this was, you know, he wanted something cool like that. So. Yeah, so how cool is it to have the guy who inspired the guitar sign it? So, and yeah, that's the Enemies guitar.
Now, as you dig out the next guitar, do you ever turn around real quick and get freaked out by all the Michael Myers masks?
No, but the number one question I get asked all the time is like, oh, dude, those guys wear those masks all the time. And I'm like, no, they don't. But the real Michael Myers comes out to the shows and sometimes wants to wear them. Totally not true. However, he did come to the show last night, which was funny, and we were like, should we ask him? He's like, no, we can't ask him because it's a serious thing, you know.
Yeah.
But it was funny just to have him there. But yeah, I get asked all the time, like, do they wear those? And so I'm just starting to tell people yes.
Why not?
No, he doesn't wear them. You know, his real name's Michael Myers, so Zach's middle name. And, you know, it's just become a thing. These are as important to the show as the guitars. You know, it's a vibe thing in the guitar world for Zach, and it definitely helps create the vibe with having 4 weird, scary masks up there. So, but stagehands all the time look over like, oh, I thought someone was watching me. Because it's creepy, like if you're moving around and you're kind of setting stuff up, and then all of a sudden pops their head up, like, what's up?
That is not my life, bro. My ticker can't take it. Let's move on.
So this guitar is called Scorpion, and this one's used on Bully. This one also has the 11 to 52s on there. This is tuned to drop C sharp.
That's caramely goodness.
It is. It's an. I mean, PRS has the best finishes on the planet, hands down. But the necks feel fantastic too. Just again, really. I mean, that's probably the heaviest guitar he has. It weighs more than probably the heaviest Les Paul you can find. So much so that the straps just keep wearing out on this. Like he has little bungee straps and they just keep wearing out. But this one's used on Bully. It's super heavy tone on this one as well. Stock PRS pickups on this one. Let's see. Amber. This one is currently not being used tonight. This is played on Save Me. This whole guitar is maple. Everything on it, solid maple body, solid top. Maple fretboard, maple neck.
Even maple binding?
Even maple, yeah, it's just because it's the solid top, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, this thing weighs a ton as well, but it has an actual, you know, it's maple, so it's really bright, so it works really well on the song Save Me. This one has, it's like pearloid inlays, which are really cool, something unique, black outline pearloid birds, but really, really cool guitar. Don't see many all maple guitars. Just to contrast it real quick, this guitar is used on State of My Head. It's also all maple, but it's chambered, so super light.
You can tell it's a little thicker too.
It just has the cutout on the belly cutout there too, but again, a really, really cool guitar from PRS. This thing sounds great. It's more like more a classic tone, I guess you'd say. Not so high output on the packs and the presets or whatever, but I mean, smooth, creamy. This guitar is pretty awesome. So, and
They're
then
all stunning.
this one here is the Zach Myers new signature model, and this one happens to be the prototype. So this is prototype number 2. This is played on Fly on the Inside, and this one, he has, so some nights he'll have a kid in the crowd, and Zach's just one of the coolest bosses you can have. If he sees a kid in the crowd and he wants to give away a guitar that night, he'll say, you know, grab the spare, you know, one, and that just means one of the guitars that his signature is from the box. Just pull it out, give it to that kid, you know, and most of the nights I'll have one set up in the vault, so if he wants to give it out right then, he'll say, I'll play it, and then I'm gonna give it to that kid. So some nights I don't know if I'm giving him this one or that one out of the box. I just set it up and we'll go that night. So, but yeah, he does.
What a cool treat
literally,
for a kid.
Yeah, he literally plays the guitars that he sells. So and they're fantastic signature guitars, but the new blue color with the matching headstock is his new signature. But again, really super cool guitars.
Well, should we move on to the rig? I know
Yeah,
you got
let's go to the rig.
Elaborate situation here.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
talk us through it. You got the axe effects, you got a fryettes. Let's talk to me about the signal chain and how it's all operating.
All right, so the whole rig is kind of a hybrid digital analog crystal rig. It's very complex but simple at the same time. So it starts with the axe effects. I have a main and a spare axe effects. Wireless, there's 4 wireless, 3 are electric, 1 is acoustic. I color code them, and I have a switcher here for the multi-selector whirlwind, and then it has an extension foot switch towards the stage which I can hit.
Okay.
It goes from there. I'm taking the AES digital out into an atomic clock so we can spread everything because the rig's full stereo. For it to be sounding as fat and full with a stereo rig digitally, we send it, convert it analog, and then we send it back. And then from there, we're using IRs off the axe effects left and right. Those go to 2 Neve DIs. And then from there, we're taking it out to a Fryette power amp. We're using the 252s. I have a main and a spare of that. And then I'm running 2 ISO cabinets and 2 aux boxes in parallel, left and right. So I have 1 aux box on the left, 1 ISO cabinet on the left, 1 aux box on the right, ISO on the right. And they're in parallel, so we can keep the amp running at 8 ohms, and I got 16 ohm ISO and 16 ohm aux box, but if one goes down, I can still run it safely 8 into 16.
That's
so
a lot of horsepower.
it's a lot of horsepower. So the aux boxes are mono, so they're set up identical in there. But the way it works is in the ISO cabinets, there's 2 mics in each ISO cabinet. So there's total 8 channels of guitar. He's the only guitar player, so we wanted to be able to time delay certain things. And so in the arena, for these arena shows, we're literally time basing everything. That's why I have the clock and stuff like that, the master time clock, just to bring everything, keep it tight and full sounding. But yeah, and then there's 2 pedal boards. He has his main pedal board out on the stage. When the pyro's around him or he can't get to the board, or if he's way out front, I'll switch it to my board. I have a pedal that allows me to switch from his pedal board to my pedal board, and a kill button to kill them both. But I'll do his wahs and whammies when he can't get to his board. So he trusts me enough to do that.
How does that type of communication happen? Or you just see him and you know when to do that, or does he give you a look?
Well, when I first started, I was learning the songs, and kind of he's like, okay, you're going to do it on this song. So it was a planned thing. So now it's become, since we've done quite a few shows now, it's more of a feel like if he's out there and I know it's supposed to be a wah and he's not anywhere close to it, I can hit it. Or if it's going to be something at the end of the show where I need to re-engage his board, because Eric will come over and mess with all his settings at the end of the show. So I'll make sure that his board's on. But most of the time it's preset of when I'm going to do it. But there are times where he just can't get back, or just literally there's obstacles in the way, like fire, big bangs. You know, this show's incredible. So lots of stuff going on the stage. So it's a fail-safe. I can kill that board and it won't hurt his signal, and I can kill this board too and it won't hurt the signal.
So tell me about the different like kind of patches that you're using for the Axe effects and what Zach's using on stage.
Of course. So yeah, so the Axe effects, we're using it as a preamp, running it through the Fryette as a power amp, which powers the aux boxes in the cabinets.
Okay.
But the amps I'm using in the Axe effects are anywhere from an AC15, AC20, AC30. I got Bogner's,
Wow.
Marshalls, Diesels, Mesas. It's kind of whatever the song requires. Some of them I'm running 2 amps at the same time for a clean and dirty kind of weird tone. Some have clean and dirty in them. Like I got Fender Deluxe reverbs and stuff like that. So it makes sense for us to use a digital preamp, but the rest of the rig is literally analog, going straight through to speakers and stuff like that. So we are using a digital preamp for the effects and the pre-gains, but the core tone is the Fryettes into aux boxes into the ISOs. But yeah, it is a massive machine how it works together. As you can see, it's a refrigerator rig. We call it more technology than what we sent the first man to the moon on. So. And it just does guitars.
And then up top, what you don't have out front for him, but you have here is the FC12.
I have the FC12 here. He has the FC6 out there. When I inherited the rig, the 12 was already here, and he wanted a small board out front just to kind of, so he can mess through while they were learning the songs and learning the set and what's new going to be playing, and as we were programming. So I have it here. I run my laptop live as well off the Axe effects, because I'll jump him to presets so he can immediately start, because with video, a lot of the show's on time code, which does switch my channels. So a lot of the songs are done by time code with video to the channel switching on the rig.
Man.
So that part is the complex part of programming all the channel switches and make sure every hits on the
same.
So once the song goes, it's going, so he has to be on it, the song. There's no like where are we in the song? No, you have to know. So it's very intense on that. But so I'll jump him to a preset so he can just start playing like an intro or a jam or something like that, and then when the time code hit, it doesn't glitch it. So that's the only reason why I have the laptop there. And I will live edit gates and stuff like that depending on what rooms we're in, because on this tour they're actually in front of the PA, which is really weird. If you take your ears out, you can hear the delay. So it took a lot of practice and rehearsals for this tour just to figure out, hey, how am I going to play with this when I hear the PA after I hit the note? So yeah, it's really weird, but it works out great. The in-ear mix is great. So. And
the only thing else that you had mentioned maybe on the board that I know that is out front is the FC6. He has a wah that either can be trilled by you or him out front, and then I think a whammy, right?
Yep, the Digitech Whammy 5. Awesome pedal, nothing really sounds like it. I mean, the Axe effects has its own version of it, but I mean, we switch through the lows and the high octaves on that for a lot of stuff, different solos or whatever like that. But again, something that I'll do the high whammies for the song Enemies back here. He'll do like Bully and all that stuff on the low octaves. So yeah, we're kind of scrolling the knob around and stuff like that. But yeah, everything we have is fully functional, versatile. It can go with any song. Like, we're using all the guitars. All of them are mains. There's no spares.
Yeah, that's the first question we asked when we pulled over here and checked it out. We're like, so backups? You're like, no.
Yeah. So yeah, but the thing is, so I've color coded all the wireless. So it within the set, like if he's playing a drop D guitar, I know if that one goes out, I got this one as a spare ready to go. I mean, because they're all ready to go at any time. So like the other night, I had literally a wireless cable just went bad. It happens, and so I just ran out and threw him a new guitar, and it was live already. I just hit the switch on the way up there.
That's an oxymoron. A wireless cable goes bad.
I know. Technology.
You're right.
With all this stuff, you're bound to have something go wrong. You're on tour, it gets bounced around in a truck, but literally that's why I'm here. No one's perfect, gear's not perfect, and that's why we have techs.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here. I love my job. So.
Well, Drew, we love you for doing
Pleasure, man. Thanks for having us.
We're gonna go talk to Eric.
Hell yeah.
All right, we're here with Eric. Eric, talk to us about your gear. You got a whole cavalcade of basses. So
I do have more basses than one person needs probably for a whole show.
But that's
you know, and when you're a kid, man, like you grow up, you want to, you know, it's effing cool to see dudes putting on different guitars every song. You
You're
know,
a rock star.
I could probably play a whole show with 3 basses, but we've got all of this just because, you know, because you can. That's why you do it. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have a signature model with Prestige.
That's awesome.
Guitars, and you know, I traditionally I'd played like you know, Music Man style basses a lot throughout the years. You know, double coil pickups, and just kind of what I settled on when I started playing.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was always like, what's the coolest bass like that I've always loved? And I always thought, ever since I saw Robert DeLeo playing like a 51P bass style bass, like a tele bass, you know, I'm like, that's just the coolest thing, man, you know. So I decided to kind of make a switch over with that when I got with Prestige, and sort of did my own take on that 51P bass style. We swept the back a little bit just to make it a little different. I remember I put it in Photoshop and just started messing around with the body.
The shape,
and, yeah. And also the headstock, kind of a reverse Bernie ball, you know, up top. But also something we did is I was so used to playing double coil pickups where my thumb would rest on the bass. So we basically, for the thumb rest on the basses, we took the edge of a double coil and just made that the thumb rest. Because what happens is, like I would try these flat thumb rests, and I'm so used to kind of throwing my bass around and having my
using
thumb
that as at the pivot point
in that pocket where I could do things with it. And the minute that wasn't there, I was all over the place. Yeah. So we Hague here helped me kind of design that. We tried a couple different things. We just ended up settling on, why don't we just put the edge of just cut out the edge of a double coil pickup and put it in exactly the same spot that it would be on an Ernie ball, so that it doesn't, like if I don't look down, I don't know I'm not playing something I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I get this style of bass that I think is just really rad and cool. And we ended up going with a J bass radius on the neck. We tried a few different things. I tend to like a really chunky neck. Mm-hmm. I also like the thinness of a J bass neck as well. And it's a little weird to talk about those two things, but you know, I just thought that at the end of the day, for most players, having a big chunky neck probably wouldn't be something that would appeal to them.
Yeah.
And so we went with this. I'm really glad we did. The ones I play live, we put brass nut in. The ones they sell have a bone nut. And
what's the point there? Just like little durability, or is it sound?
It's really hard to get a brass nut right in mass. You know, it's not something that you can just, you know, machine out and mass produce and send out. So, and the bone has, I mean, it's really hard to tell the difference between the sustain on those two things. It's just something I've traditionally always liked as a brass nut. So.
And what about the pickup?
That's a Seymour Duncan. That's a quarter pounder, and you know, there's just something really great about the mid-range on a quarter pounder that I like a lot. You know, it's got a ton of depth, but to get the definition out of it, especially with the pickup being this far away from the bridge.
How much like R&D did you go with in terms of like getting it to this end result, or was it, you know, pretty much kind of as you saw it in the computer?
No, there were several different iterations of it. We actually had, I got a couple of prototype-ish, prototype-ish body. So originally we cut away the back, swept it here. That was one of the first things we did, but I liked having the double binding on it, man. That was one of the things I thought was cool about the way it looked. So, so we did away with this. I think this is prototype 2, right? Yeah. The first prototype was actually just, they'd send me stuff without the sweep and everything on it. It was just more of a normal 51 style body. And then these were the second set that we did.
Dig the knobs too.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, big chunky things. I like simplicity. I'm not, and you know, when Hague gives you a rundown of the rig too, man, the rig is super simple too. Yeah. Like I don't like a lot of bells and whistles. I think if an amp or a guitar has more than a couple of knobs, man, I don't really know what to do with it. So.
Yeah, give a big shout out to Hip Shot too.
Yeah, Hip Shot tuners for sure. We put those on as well. I put these things through a lot of abuse, as you can kind of see.
Dang.
And it's loving abuse though. It's not angry abuse. But,
it's out of love.
But these things, man, last and last and last. So.
And throughout a night, what tunings are you? I see you have them kind of plastered up on the headstocks.
Yeah.
How many different tunings you got?
3 or 4.
Okay.
You know, we do the standard, of course. Just drop D. You know, just the low string drop. Yep, C sharp dropped all the way down, and then C dropped all the way down. So guitar-wise, some of those songs actually, like some of the acoustic guitar stuff that I play on, the whole tuning is a whole step down. So it'd be like D through D. But with the bass, it's funny the way my brain works differently with the guitar. Like my brain works with guitar and piano in a very note-driven way, you know? What note do I go to next? With the bass, for some reason, it means it's all patterns. So I can kind of have a bass tuned. I have a tendency to tune my basses to whatever's comfortable to play.
Yeah.
Like in the studio, I might do some move up here on the high strings. But if I tune the bass a certain way, I can kind of move those moves to elsewhere, you know, because it's a pattern for me, not really.
Yeah. It's a puzzle.
Really notes. Yeah. So.
And then strings haven't changed though.
Nope. Strings are still my my signature SIT strings. I think it's 50 through 110. Is that right?
Yep, 50 through 110.
And
we do go a 115 on the lower tuning.
The lower tuning stuff, yeah.
Sharp, but.
Do you ever mess around with the 5-string, or is you kind of a 4-string guy?
You know, man, I this is one of the reasons why I don't play Ernie Ball anymore. I played Stingrays for so long, and the nut, even on a 4-string Stingray, is really wide. You know,
yeah.
It kind of feels like I'm holding a boat paddle down here. So if I get to a 5-string, it's the same thing. It's just, I don't know. My hands don't like it.
It's a comfort thing, yeah.
Yeah, my hands don't like it too much. So I'll just kind of treat. I mean, how often am I going to be using the high string anyway?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's a great thing for players that need that, like players that you know, play all over the instrument and stuff a lot more than I do. You know, I'm a 4 chords and a melody kind of guy, you know.
Nothing wrong with that. You're filling the Bridgestone, man.
Yeah, man. Here's something else too. Todd Kerns has a signature model with Prestige as well, and I play some of these. With a different pickup configuration, because on the new Shinedown record, I played a Thunderbird almost the whole record, and so I was just really digging on the tone of that, and so I started playing some of these, and that sort of parlayed into. Where we at? Yeah, here. Taking my signature model, this is not the color of the signature model, is the white, and having him put that same pickup configuration in this, and just one knob. I think these are in series or parallel?
Those are in parallel.
Yeah, just wiring them up in parallel to where it's just one big.
Huge sound.
Yeah, all at once, and it's been a lot of fun, man. We're actually toying around with maybe doing a signature model with this pickup, you know, configuration.
Give people another option.
Point. Yep. So
no thumb rest, or it got ripped off.
So when I'm doing this, I only play with the pick when I'm doing this configuration. So it's just kind of, I go back and forth a lot between pick and fingers. So with this particular, like I said, the new Shinedown record, I played a lot with the pick. And I didn't really go back and forth as much as I normally would.
Why do you think that was? Just a change of pace?
When I was producing the record, I really wanted the bass tone to be part of the guitar tone more. It wasn't just this thing that was sort of lurking in the background. It's like, when the record comes out, you'll hear it. There's this huge mid-range bump in the bass that's up there with the guitar tone, and I just love the way that sounded.
How did Zach feel about that?
Oh, he loves it.
Kind of creeping into his territory.
He loves it when I dance all over him, man. No, we in Shinedown we have this thing. The song is the boss. You know, what does the song require, and what's going to make people feel something. You know, so it doesn't. I'll play guitar on the records on some stuff. Zach will play bass on the records on some stuff.
No rules.
We don't ever really talk about who did what or whatever, you know, but it's just because we're just in there making a record. You know?
Guys are a team.
Yep, for sure.
Now I see some of that are either beat up by you or Prestige.
Yeah, well, this is actually beat up by some friends in Holland.
Ooh.
There's a company called Relic Guitars, the Hague, and they're in the Hague in Holland, and they make some really cool Relic stuff that I enjoy a lot.
That is such a cool thing that used to happen to old Fenders, but now I see other companies adapting that or adopting that.
Yeah, and what I did is I just sent them 2 or 3 of my signature models and just said, do whatever you want. You know, just surprise me.
Yeah.
And they did. So this is probably one of my favorites that I've got for sure. I enjoy this bass a lot. And then they did this one. I thought that was super different, man.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what's that painting called?
The Girl with the Pearl Earrings.
Girl with the Pearl Earrings. Yeah, it's a famous painting in Holland. So I thought that was really cool too, man. They did a great job relicing these things. I kind of, I know some people say it's like, you know, why would you fake relic something? I just, even if you beat it up when it's brand new, you do it on your own, it always feels a little better to me.
Yeah.
I don't like super shiny brand new things.
What about with the neck? Now that you bring that up, is it a satin thing, or is it smooth, or is it kind of
satin? Yeah. I don't like gloss necks at all.
Yeah.
This is sort of the genesis of all of this in a way. This is a Nash. I named this Grimace. It's purple. I had this bass for a long time, and when I was getting into designing the signature model line, this was sort of where I started, was with this bass. And again, the neck on this is that baseball bat, like really chunky neck.
Yeah.
And that's what I like I said, I tried that on some of the signature models, but I think Sam Betley from Asking Alexandria, I gave him the prototype with the chunky neck on it. I think he's got that now.
He does.
Yeah, man, it's I love this bass. This is probably one of my favorite instruments in the world, man. I could play this all night and be super happy for sure.
What a fun thing to have, your name attached to an instrument, and then have a company that allows you to kind of go where you want with the design and the input.
And that's kind of what drove me there was, so often, it's no fault of the companies, but so often it's like, we'll give you a signature model, but it has to fall in these parameters. This is our brand, so we have these body styles you can choose from, and you can do this pickup configuration, and you're kind of held in by that.
Yeah.
And, Prestige was a company where they're like, just design what you like. Let's make something brand new. So I really appreciate that with them, and enjoy that part of the process for sure.
I see you got a couple acoustics here. I know there's one on stage we saw earlier.
Yep, and these are the some of the Prestiges that I play. I don't know if I found a guitar that sounds as good acoustically in a room as the stuff that Prestige makes. We had a little falling out with this one.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, every once in a while, I get a little excited on stage, and things tend to fly around. So this one hit the grating the other night, and Hague and Drew spent, I think it was within 24 hours, man. The headstock was replaced and was back on it, and I was playing it the next night. So
he must tour with clamps and everything.
Yeah.
Glue.
Yeah, have to.
It's got glue.
Yeah, again, it's never like an intentional thing. Like I have this, I'll never smash an instrument, right? I think instruments have a purpose and a soul, and I would feel like a total dick if I like smashed some instrument knowing some kid would love to have that thing, right? Or something like that. So, but I am rough on them, like I like to give them some love, and it's never out of like malice or anything, but I did get a little excited the other night with the Gracie stand just went over.
As the energy pours out, things happen.
Yeah, that's right. But again, man, I can't say enough good things about Prestige as a company and its people. That's a huge thing for me is personal relationships. And all of my anything that I use, anything that I put my name on, I have a personal relationship with those companies like SIT. I mean, those,
You've been with them for a while.
Yeah, Eddie and those guys, man. It's like I know them. It's not some big, I'm not going through an A&R guy
who happens to be here.
Who happens to be here. To get to them, they're quality human beings, and Ampeg's another one. I know I can call them directly and just have great conversations with them, and Firm and Power, same thing. As I'm saying these names, I'm thinking of the people.
Yeah.
So I love that, and Prestige is
family.
Yes, family's right on board with that, and really quality instruments too. So.
Well, awesome, Eric. Congratulations on the signature, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
We're going to go through the rest of your rig.
Let's do it.
We are here with Hague. Hague, how you doing?
Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you as well. He's the Canadian Super Tech. Is that what Bubbles calls you?
Yeah, I guess at one point, yeah. There's some footage out there, Lamb of God.
To throw a Canadian reference that people might know from Netflix, Trailer Park Boys, near and dear to my heart. Perry loves them.
Everybody loves Little Trailer Park Boys.
We're not talking about friggin' off, we're talking about gear. So let's dive into what Eric's using. We got a little bit of everything.
We got a little bit of everything. He likes to keep it simple, like he said. Basically, from the basis, we've got we're still rocking the Shure UR4Ds.
Absolutely.
Haven't gotten away from that. I got 3 channels of bass and 1 channel for his acoustic.
Okay.
From the acoustic, it goes into Neve DI. Bass, it goes into the Radial JX44. As you see, I got 1, 2, 3 options. Number 4, I have a 100-foot cable in case I need to run that out. Knock on wood, I've never had to use that in 8 years.
Okay.
From there, basically, it goes to the out. I got amp 1 and 2. Amp 2 is just a backup. Amp 1 is his clean tone, and then it goes over to the dirty rig. We're using the Mojo Tone Deacons for the dirty into the ISO cab 112 on top. We're just using the DIs on everything. We're not using any mics over here, so the cabinets are pure for load and monitoring over here to
now,
make sure it works.
How much has this changed? Since the last time we spoke in Iowa. That was like 2013, I think. 2014.
You guys, last time you saw these guys, he was with a different brand.
Yeah.
I came back in 2014, 15, and he wanted to change everything up. So he's been with Ampeg using the SVT7 Pros since then. 2014. Since then, he really likes them. And then we incorporated the Deacon into the mix. I think it was the beginning of Attention.
Okay.
Sort of built a relationship with them, and they were pretty cool with helping us out. Basically, we got the two heads in here. It also goes into the radio tone bone. If one goes down, I just hit one button, and he's good to go.
Safety net.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not familiar with the Deacon. I'm assuming it's tube. And I assume it's bass specific or bass voice?
No, it's guitar specific.
Okay.
It's guitar amp. Eric has always, in the studio, whatever we do, I've been fortunate to do the last 2 records with the guys. He always runs his bass through a guitar rig. He loves that extra, especially for the heavy songs. He'll turn on a guitar rig just to thicken it up, right? And Zach's soloing and whatnot. He's always, whenever he records the heavier tones, like he said, he likes that Thunderbird pickup sound with a clean amp and a guitar rig.
Okay.
So he's always, I think back then he used to use Dean.
Yeah.
Or, the Dime or something.
That's right.
He used to use, but yeah. So Mojo Tone's what we're using now. And then for gating it, we're using the new Rev G8. So that's pretty great too.
The one question that me and Perry had, suck knob, what the hell does that do?
That's just, when he's having bad days, turn it up a little bit. When he's having good days, I can turn it down a bit, It comes with every rig.
Well, everyone sucks at some point or not, so you got to have it there. Here's a few pedals. Tell me about those.
His pedal board's real simple, man. Out there, it goes from the, he's got the Radial JX44, he's got the SJI on his pedal board. It goes from tuner to we use the Digitech bass whammy, the blue one there. That's his, we use it purely as an octave pedal. He doesn't even use it as a whammy. It seems to be the best octave pedal. We've tried them all. Can't find anything else that recreates that low end for him. And
yeah, because I noticed that one, and I'm sure Perry has a photo up there of it, kind of the way it sits on the board.
Yeah,
you're not going to get your foot on it.
It's rotated, and then I got a block shoved in it, so it's in the heel position.
Foolproof.
Yeah.
Or foolproof.
Yeah. So he doesn't step on it and get that high sound that we don't want. Right?
Yeah.
And then he's got a bass wah on there, and then we just added for this tour a MXR carbon copy, the little mini one. So the bass wah and the carbon copy are mainly for like jams, stuff like that. He'll turn them on, something fun.
Kind of like a feel.
Yeah. So he'll utilize those things throughout that, not as much in the songs.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, lean and mean is the way here, and appreciate you, appreciate Eric. Everyone out there, stay safe, keep rocking, and check out Shinedown.